All right, again, I welcome everybody to Bethel Saturday Church and TV Land. I welcome you in the house right now, in service right now on Shabbat day. Today is the June the 8th, 2019. Again, I'm Bishop Ronald K. Harrison Jr. I welcome to the house. We're here at 118 Cheney Avenue, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540. Again, the times of service on Shabbat at 11:30. We got Yahuwah Study Instructional Tour on Yom Ravi starting at 7. Then we got the beginning of Shabbat on Yom Shishi starting at 7 o'clock. The end of Yom Shishi beginning on Yom Shabbat starting at 7 o'clock. You are welcome. Anybody that sounds my voice, TV Land, if you are in the area, also County, Jacksonville, surrounding areas, you're always welcome to come and worship with us on Shabbat day. All right, the Creed of Bethel is Ephesians 4:5. We believe one Yah, one faith, one baptism. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20, our foundation is built upon the apostles and the prophets. Yeshua Mashiach, chief cornerstone. Again, I give the phone numbers. If you have any questions about the times of the service, or you have questions about the Davening, or what if one of my ministers spoke and said something that you don't understand, we ask you to please give us a call at 910-388-5295. My phone number, Bishop phone number is 910-381-3056. I give you my number. So if you have any problems, give me a call. Like I said, don't go on Facebook or anywhere else and start blasting us out and something that you don't know about what you're talking about. Because I ain't scared of you. I will come back to you and speak to you with the Davening. You know, like I said, we speak this word, what the apostles and what the prophets don't say. And Yahushua Mashiach, chief cornerstone, if you get that understanding, things that we're saying, you can look back at it, you can see where we get it from. We're not getting it from ourselves. You know, so we get it from the Davening. You say we might interpret it wrong. That's why we say that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. So he said that, and Yah said that. You know, and it might be the different centuries that don't spoke it. You know what I'm saying? A different era, but they're all on the same page. Since we're 2,000 years from the Mashiach, we're going to be on the same page. That's through the Rock of Dish. All right, and I don't know if I forgot anything else. We're going to go into our Shabbat scriptures. Today is the Shabbat. You know, we do share scriptures about the Shabbat. You know, reason why we keep Shabbat. And like I said, Shabbat is a covenant. So let's go to Psalms 89. I'm not going to be long on this because y'all gave me a word today. I'm kind of pick it back off of Minister Fabian of what he spoke about. I'm not going to be speaking about the harlot, but he spoke about the whore. So we speak about whores and harlots up here. That's what I'm saying.
That's what y'all call it.
You know what I'm saying? The whores and harlots, you know what I'm saying? You know, and wine bibbers and everything else. Thugs, thieves, bars, cheaters, you know, wickedness. You know, churches are scared to speak about that. We ain't scared, because that's where we at now. Everybody else is in wickedness. Everybody else is adulterous and fornicators and alcoholics and drug dealers and dope heads and, you know what I'm saying, usury, you know what I'm saying, on people, man. Increase, making money off of people and everything else. Pastor of 50 lucres. Lucre with money, making money off the congregations and everything else. And wait, we speaking it all.
I don't even know why they go there.
You know, they still, man, they get money, you know what I'm saying, driving their Cadillac, now they're driving Benz and Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? And the first day to get a teeth fixed, let's just stop, man. You know? But I thank y'all that we can speak these things. So we can take heed. You don't want to take heed, TV Land, I'm going to take heed. That's why I don't care what my minister, if they speak in the Davening, they speak these things are to my soul. So it can remind me this is not the path to go. Take heed, soul. You do these things, you're going to hell. That's to my soul. I don't know about your soul. I'm worried about mine. You know, I need to hear these things. Rehearse these things in my ears. Do not sin against my Father. Because my Father is not hearing it when he comes the day of judgment. He gave you all these tools. The Rock of This, the Davening, Yahusha, and your brothers and your sisters, and you don't want to take heed. You got the Shabbat church, and you still want to go into sin and continue to fill in wickedness. There's no excuse. There's none. All right, Psalms 89. It's talking about Shabbat. Y'all be preaching already. That's not it. All right, verse 39. I think that's 86. 86 or 89. Which one is it?
Now it's made void the covenant.
Yeah, it's 89. Woo. Verse 30. If his children forsake my laws and walk not in my judgment, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with the rod and their iniquity with stripes. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not undertake from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the things that is gone out my lips. And that's what we're talking about. My covenant will I not break. My covenant will I not break. A covenant is agreement. And that's what a lot of people understand. When y'all command something, he has a covenant. Like I said, the covenant of Abraham, he says, blessed that have blessed you and cursed that have cursed you. That was a covenant. That covenant is still alive today. Yaakov has not broke that covenant. So if he ain't broke that covenant, what do you think he have not broke the covenant of Shabbat? I'm going to go to that verse where he said it's a covenant. Where has he broke that covenant? Show me, like we've been talking about lately the last 2 days, he's telling us, show us where he done changed that. He have not changed that. Show me where he done changed the covenant of Shabbat, where he done changed it. After I done read that verse, that my covenant I do not break, or alter the things out my mouth. This is Yahuwah. Where did Yahuwah alter this at? Out my mouth. Yahuwah. We share that in that, it says, like I said, out of the mouth, it says out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the blessings I speak over you. The mouth of Yah has spoken it. The mouth of Yah has, that's why I say those things. The mouth of Yah has spoken it. The mouth of Yah has spoken it. The reason I say that, because if his mouth of Yah has spoken it, that means he ain't altered it. That means he's not going to change it. It means Yah say he's going to bless you. When Yah say he's going to make you ride on high places of earth and feed you with the hair of your coat and your coat and Abraham, and I said the mouth of Yah spoke, that means he spoke those things. I didn't speak those things. That means he's not going to alter it. He's not going to change it. Only way it can change is you changed that thing. You started sinning. You could start doing things in vain and start doing things that are abomination toward you. You the one that kept yourself out of the blessings. Y'all ain't doing that. You can handle yourself. Because you know y'all cannot lie. You know y'all cannot sin. We know y'all's not a man that can sin. Y'all is Kadesh. We already know these things. But I'm trying to say in the covenant-wise, covenants do not change. A covenant is like a signed contract, agreement he made. Let's go to Exodus 31. We ain't talking about Paul, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love Paul.
Paul. You know, I got something for Paul. I love him.
I got something for Paul.
Yeah, Paul. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm the apostle of the Gentiles. You know? It's crazy, man. Then one said, well, you ain't going to take his word?
That's what it is.
You know, they talk about, man, we wear a kippur, man, it's a curse. He's the only one that says that. I understand that. But if he says I'm a curse, I say, how don't be a curse? I had the blood of Shua. I understand that. But where did Kepha say that? Where did Apostle James say that? Where did Yakanan say that? I'm waiting for the next apostle. He said that. His words are good, but out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let the word be established. You know, I understand. A woman, we already know that. Covering, it said that in the Old Testament. Covering.
Yeah, that was custom.
See, I understand that. He just said that to man. But I'm trying to tell you, you understand, Apostle Saul was Yakadim. And if he was Yakadim, and he went in that temple, that boy had a covering. That dude was obeying all the laws. And every time he went in the synagogue, if he was a synagogue over there in Ephesus, or synagogue over in Corinth, or you know what I'm saying, Galatia, synagogues, He came up there in the right manner, in the right spec. He knew better because it says it's his custom. Like Yahusha. When Yahusha went up there in the synagogue, you know what I'm saying? We know he was a son of Yah, but he didn't break no laws. He came up as a custom with his talit and everything else, covering. Yahusha didn't come in no other way. We don't come in no other way. He's our example. And Apostle Saul did not come another way. I had to throw that out. Think about that when he came in those synagogues. You know what I'm saying? If not, he would have been hemmed up and thrown out of there. They weren't playing. Come in there, man. They'll pick up some stones real quick. Start stoning you, man.
Right.
You know, they weren't scared about stoning you, man. They were not ashamed. Exodus 31, verse 12. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak you also unto the children of Yisrael, saying, verily my Shabbat you shall keep. This is what Yah telling Musa. For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, S is plural, that you may know that I am Yah, that do sanctify you. That's the reason why we come here. You shall keep the Shabbat, therefore, for it is Kaddish unto you. Everyone that defiles it shall surely be put to death. For who shall do any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from amongst his people. 6 days may work be done, but on the seventh is the Shabbat of rest, Kaddish to Yah. Who shall do any work in the Shabbat day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generation for perpetual covenant. Verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel, is us, shall keep the Shabbat, to observe, that observe is a big word, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generations. Is for a perpetual covenant. And what is perpetual? Everlasting. Perpetual covenant. They don't tell you about that perpetual covenant. We already talked about a covenant. Yah do not break no covenants or alter the things out of his mouth. His words. That is a perpetual covenant, TV land. Perpetual covenant. Shabbat. They forgot to tell you that. And Sister Sue's homework, I want to know what observe that scripture. Observe the Shabbat day. Give that to me on Yom Ravi, on Yahuwah Study Instruction Torah, or give it to me for next Shabbat. All right, I want to know what observe the Shabbat. You know, observe the Shabbat. But Yah is a perpetual covenant. Again, I said Yahuwah do not change his covenants. Shabbat is a covenant, so don't come to me about no law. Oh, you want to keep the laws of Moses. It's not the laws of Moses. It's the laws of Yah. The commands of Yah. The statutes of Yah. So I don't want you to come up here talking about no laws of Moses again. Don't talk about you legalistic. Don't come to me talking about no legalistic. I am legalistic through Yahuwah. Yahusha was legalistic. Paul was legalistic. Yakanah was legalistic. Kepha was legalistic. Musa was legalistic. Joseph was legalistic. Abraham was legalistic. Walk to be thou perfect, legalistic. You know what I'm saying? Joshua was legalistic. Samuel was legalistic. Elijah and Elisha. You know what I'm saying? Obadiah, Jonah, Daniel. Daniel was legalistic. No clean thing will come in my lips. Tell the king. Tell that, hey, give us some pulse and give us some water. And we'll show you that. We want to defile ourselves before Yah. At the king's table. He's legalistic. I am legalistic in Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to do things. Because I said our Father has rules. Abba got rules. There's rules in this house. You ain't coming to this house any other way. So there's some laws. You don't think Yahuwah got some laws? No, we're not talking about salvation. He's talking about after salvation. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, when you become a child, yes, you got to be baptized in Yahushua's name for remissions of sins. He shall fill you rock a dish. These are things Yahuwah says. You know, and now if you're a Yisrael, a child of Yisrael, then you already got the Torah already. Your mother and father should be teaching you already how to live them. If they're not, then when you come in here, you're going to get taught. You might like it, you might not like it, too bad. You should look at your mother and father and say, you should have told me and taught me before I came to talk to Bishop Ron. I don't like Bishop Ron now because he's telling me I was wrong. I'm going to tell you that's right. You better get on your mama and daddy because they didn't teach you the Torah. And it's not my fault. But when you come in here, I'm going to teach you because I care for your soul. I want you to live everlasting life. I want you, the blessings of Abraham to be upon you. Because you don't get the blessings when you're in sin, and you don't get the blessings because you're in ignorance. You don't. You get the blessings when you repent and humble yourself, and you come to the knowledge of the Mashiach and get things right. All right, one more scripture, well, two more scriptures and we'll be done. And I'll be long with you on Shabbat. Shabbat scriptures. Let's go to Bereshit chapter 9. Genesis chapter 9. Bereshit. We're talking about covenants today. Shabbat. People that so when people talk about y'all keep the laws and stuff, no, I'm not keeping the laws. I'm keeping a covenant. That's what you need to say. I need to keep an agreement with Yahuwah. It was commanded us for Yisrael to Yah, a covenant to know that he sanctified us. How do he sanctify you? Through Yeshua now, the blood, through this day. Because this day is blessed, this day is sanctified. Yahusha bless this day, Yahusha sanctify this day, and we keep this day, know that he sanctified us. Again, Yahusha, Yah, sanctify this day. I didn't sanctify this day, Yahuwah sanctified this day. Verse 11, chapter 9. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And Yah said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generation. Perpetual, again that word perpetual, everlasting generations. And remember what Yah said, I make a token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature. So that covenant is between me, Yah, and every living creature. Even creatures got a covenant. They won't flood again. Think these creatures right now, that's a covenant. These creatures even know that covenant. They smarter than we are. The birds, man, the dogs, the insects, all animals are smarter than us about the water. They know that covenant, the rainbow. Verse 13, I do set my bow in the clouds, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant. This is what y'all said. I remember my covenant when I see that bow, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. That covenant. Every time you see that bow, and Sister Sue, I was laughing when I went up there at that farmer's market. I told Brother Fabian, when I was laughing, Elder King, I see that table again, the LBGTB, whatever you call it, with the rainbow, you know what I'm saying, a faggot table, you know what I'm saying? I was laughing. You know what I'm saying? When I see that rainbow, Brother Fabian, it tells me it ain't gonna flood no more. But they got the rainbow representing for the faggots, man, so we can unite together and be together, that we are a people. You know, y'all ain't a people. You know what I'm saying? If you got to promote yourself, that ain't natural. You know what I'm saying? Talking about come on my club, come and be with me. You know what I'm saying? We are one people now. That's a lie. You know, when I see that rainbow, when I see that bow, this is what y'all says. When I see that bow, this is what he says. He says, when I bow, in the cloud, I will look upon it, that I remember the everlasting covenant between Yah, every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. That's verse 16. Verse 15. And I remember remember my covenant which is between me, you, and every living creature of all flesh and the waters shall it become no more become a flood, destroy all flesh. You know, and that's what I'm saying. When y'all sees that bow, that is a covenant. I told you, covenants y'all don't break. He says for perpetual generations. So every generation after the generation after the generation to the next generation after that generation to the next generation after that generation, every time y'all sees that bow, who will not destroy no flesh on earth with water. He didn't say about no fire. He said water. All right? So the LTGB, AYGQ, whatever you want to call yourself, every time you got the table with the rainbow out there, I laugh at y'all, man. Because y'all is not going to destroy the earth with water. But I'm laughing because he comes back with fire. And when he sees you, that's abomination. I go to Revelation chapter 21, verse 8 on that. Right there, that's abomination to Yah. You know what I'm saying? All them will have their part with the second death, with the lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? The lake of fire with a fire quenched not. Okay? So I want to get you to see the perpetual out of it. The perpetual generations. That it will not destroy the perpetual covenant, what Yah says. All right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 20, last scripture of Shabbat, scriptures, verse 8. Remember Shabbat day to keep it to this. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yah, of Elohim Yah. In it thou shalt not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cow, nor the stranger that within your gate. For in 6 days Yah had made the shamarines and the rest, the seas, and all that in them is, and rested on the 7th day. Wherefore Yah blessed the 7th day and hallowed it. Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Yah sanctified the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Sanctified it. And y'all just taught me something again today. I like that. I get on the board. I tell Brother Fabian, same thing as we preach. Don't tell me again that you ain't learning in here. Someone said, well, I'm already way past that. Y'all from the beginning, I'm past that. I need more. I go learn from the house. That's a lie. Everything comes from the pulpit is the Dardarine, the rocket disc comes to teach you. And it comes back. If I'm learning, even I be learning, coming back and slapping in my face. You know what I'm saying? The Dardarine is a two-edged sword. It goes forth and comes back. So don't tell me that you ain't learning nothing. If you ain't learning nothing, then you need to start sticking Yah. You need to rock a dish to start teaching some truth more. That where everything's coming out this mouth, that Yah can teach you from the Dardarine. What it's saying, Yah says, sanctify. You know he sanctified this day and he blessed this day. If he sanctified this day, then he told Yisrael in his covenant, know that I sanctified you. How do you know you sanctified by coming on a sanctified day? If he sanctified this day, know that he sanctified me by keeping his covenant. Yahuwah, that he blessed this day, and he sanctified this day. And know he sanctified between me and you. Sanctification. We come here for sanctification. Through Yeshua, we are sanctified to the blood of Yahushua. And through the name of Yah. The name of Yah is Yahusha. We do all things in Yahusha to give glory to Yah. Abba. Everything in the name of Yeshua. We give the name. We pray in the name. We give in the name. You know, everything we do in the name of Yeshua. That he may be praised and glory. All right? All right. That is our Shabbat scriptures. Again, TV land, I tell you, don't let nobody say you're legalistic. I want you to tell me that I'm legalistic. I'm going to tell you, yeah. Straight up. Adam and Eve was legalistic. How is Adam and Eve legalistic? When Yahuwah told them, don't take of the forbidden tree of knowledge, good and evil. Straight up. If you do, you shall surely die. And they did die. Why they died? Because they were disobedient and took of the tree. That serpent. The serpent said, Eve said, Satan betwixt me, and I ate. He said, Yah said, what did you do? Adam, the woman that you gave me, she gave me. Then she went to Eve, the devil twixt me, and I ate. Then it's the devil. Then she said, what did you do? Then he said, he cursed Satan. You are cursed to the ground. That first curse. Again, the Dardarine It's the Dabarine. It's the truth. The word it is. Okay. Y'all has sanctified us. Y'all has gave us the covenant. You know. And we're going to move on to the next service. All right? Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Yeshua. Man, thank you, Yah. Thank you for Shabbat scriptures, man. That just encourages me. I don't know about y'all, but that thing go for me. He just gave my sanctification. All right, today's service, like I said, in Yahuwah's study, we talk about the lust of the flesh. Lust of the flesh. We talked a little bit about that on Yahuwah's study, instruction of Torah. And the lust of the flesh is lust to have sex, the reproduction of sex. To do that desire anything illegally having sex. Illegally, there's legal to have sex and it's illegal to have sex. 9 times 10 is a lust of flesh is illegal. Why he says illegal? Adultery, fornication. Adultery, that's when somebody is married, that's in a covenant. That's a covenant. A marriage covenant. A covenant agreed with the lady, the man, and Yah. Somebody done broke the covenant. Y'all didn't break this covenant, because we know y'all cannot do no breaking. So the man and woman done broke the covenant of the marriage vow. That is adultery. Fornication is a covenant between you and Yah, that you ain't supposed to touch nobody until you make that covenant as the man and woman. The one woman that you're going to be with or one man that you're going to be with. That covenant. So that fornication is between you and Yah, and you don't went outside and found somebody not in marriage. Fornication. We talking about that, the lust of the eyes. We ain't talking about spirit, we talking about the flesh part of it. There's spiritual aspect of it. We're not going to get in that. We're talking about that lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life. My sermon today is going to be the pride of life. You know, I'm going to go a little piggyback of what Minister Faven said a little bit yesterday, but we're talking about the pride of life. And pride of life is, man, anything without Yah. That's the pride of life. You make yourself your own God. You know what I'm saying? You let Satan be your God. If you let Satan be your God, then you got idols, and you don't need Yah. If you don't need Yah, that's a pride of life. Anything without Yah is a pride of life. That you say you don't need Yah. You don't need Yah for nothing. That is a pride of life. Prideful. You know what I'm saying? Prideful. Satan said, I don't need you, Yah. I'll sit on your throne. I'll be like Yah. Satan said that. That's pride of life. I'll take some of your Melachis 1/3. We'll reign and do our own thing. I don't need you, Yah. That's pride of life. Then Yah had to stand and show Satan who he is. He did that. He had Michael, the Ark Malachi, kick him out. And they no longer in Shamarine. They go to and fro up there and they ask request of Yah, but they ain't in Shamarine no more. Because Yah found sin in them. Found sin in them. All right, so we're going to talk about the pride of life. We talk about on Young Review, we talk about the lust of the flesh. And like I said, that's 9 times 10 is what's going on in America now. And now if you got strange flesh, that means man and man, woman and woman. Strange flesh. That's still lust of the flesh. Strange. Huh? I ain't going that far, yo. They talk about dogs and stuff. They doing that now. That's nasty. Yeah, they're doing that, but Yahuwah call that's wickedness. Woo! Said put to death. Ah. All right. Again, there you go. What is pride of life? It is the life without Yahuwah. That is what the pride of life is. People got pride of life. They say that they don't need y'all. Don't need y'all for nothing. But you know they lying.
They need everything he got without him.
That's what I'm saying. Then they make it as you as Yah, you as gods. All right, let's go to the head scripture. Let's go to 1 John again, chapter 2. That's what we used last number V. Yahuwah study instruction of Torah. Let's go to the main verse. 1 John, 1 Yakanan, Rashan Yakanan, Shani, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of Abba is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of Abba, but is of the world. And the world passed away, and the lust thereof. But he that do the will of Yah abideth forever. And I had to say verse 17. Y'all made me very sure to see this verse. Verse 17. And the world passes away. The world passes away. This is going to pass away. Everybody think the world is not going to pass away. They ain't got no understanding. The world is not going to pass away. The world will be burned off, passed away. There will be a new Shamarine and ruts. New. That means everything will be burnt off this thing. And when Yah says in verse 17, and the world passed away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yah abides forever. What is the will of Yah? People still don't know the will of Yah. That's why they in sin today. If they knew the will of Yah, they'd stay away from sin. They'll try to keep on staying and maintain of doing the will of Yah. That's something that we need to learn every day. That's what if you do know the will of Yah, you need to strive to stay in the will of Yah. It's hard to stay. This takes work. People think you don't have to work. It says it's work. You know, so you shouldn't even work. It takes work to be saved. It takes work to be in the right mind with Yahuwah and the righteousness of Yahuwah. It takes, you know what I'm saying? It takes work to walk to be thy perfect. When Yahuwah said to Abraham, it takes some time. If you want to be in the will of Yah, it takes work. Don't let nobody tell you anything. It doesn't take no work because they lied to you. You got to do this thing. Every day you get up, it takes work to be in the will of Yah. Man, you get up there, and it's hard. Man, sometimes your mind be drifting. When you get up, you got to put your mind on Yahuwah. You got to at least say thank you. And if you don't say thank you, Yahuwah, man, and you don't gone half the day, something wrong. You get up, man, your mind might be foggy, but before you get to that shower, or in the shower, that might be 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you better come out your mouth at least. You get out the bed and stuff, struggling to get out the bed. Because, you know, you want to be in the will of Yah. And what's the will of Yah? Walking in this righteousness before him, keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, precepts. You know what I'm saying? And loving your neighbor as thyself. You loving Yah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and you doing that is keeping all the 10 commandments. People don't understand that. I want to say, oh, love your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and leave it as that. No, I'm saying keep all the 10 commandments best you know. If you're doing all that, and then loving your neighbor as thyself, you are doing the will of Yah. And then after that, you're still keeping what is before you. So, 1 John 2, 15, 17, verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. It says, not of the Father. Look at that. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of Abba is not in you. The love of Abba, because you're saying the love of Abba is not in you, because the lust of the pride of life, you say you don't need him. You don't love Abba. I need him. If y'all give me $1 million, $1 trillion, nice house, cars, I still need him. My soul needs him. That's what needs him. You saying you don't need him. Your soul ain't even thinking about Yah. That's why it's not of Abba. You know, because this right here don't care nothing. You won't care about the stuff that Yah gives you of the world. You won't care anything about this world because it don't mean nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get to the mind of the Mashiach. I'm going to get to that point. But I'm trying to tell you that the love of the Father is not in you. Because we already know this world is of Satan anyway. How can you want everything in this world and you know this world is of Satan? Everything that's in this world is tainted. Everything in this world is cursed. I ain't saying people. I say everything in this world is cursed. Because it's been touched through Satan. Maybe y'all might bless usually by blessing you to get you by, but you shouldn't put your hopes on this world. Because like I said, this world is going to pass away. This world is gone. We ain't going to live here for eternity. We're just here for a moment. And after a moment, we are gone. We're going to have a glorified body come back here and reign and rule with the Mashiach for 1,000 years. And after that, for everlasting. Never dying again. That's what we need to be hoping for. You know what I'm saying? But if you have pride of life is saying, I don't need y'all no more. I'm a king. I'm a prince. I'm a queen. I own this. I got my own house. Got my own car. Got my own money. I got my own people. I don't need y'all. I'm doing better. I'm doing better by myself without y'all. That's pride of life. Pride. Anything without y'all is pride of life. Because we know we cannot do anything without Yahuwah. Says that. Without me, you could do nothing. Yakanan chapter 15. Without me, you could do nothing. That's pride of life for you then. That's what y'all was dealing about there when Minister Phelan was speaking last night. He already had it. He had it before. He already had my sermon already. But I'm going to go ahead and ride this one. He told me to ride on. I'm going to ride on this a little bit because he gave me something about the different religions and stuff. You know, the different religion people preach. I'm going to preach on a little bit, add it a little bit here and there in this sermon. But I'm going to talk about the pride of life where people are now today. People saying, like, especially Americans, we Americans, we so rich and everything else in soul and being and like that, saying we don't need y'all. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? You got cars, you got houses, family. You know, you got your jobs, you're making money. Say that you don't need y'all. That's a lie. All right? Bereshit chapter 3, let's roll. Bereshit chapter 3. When this verse begins right here, here's where the pride of life begins. I'm going to show you where it begins, but this is where it begins with flesh. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Elohim Yah has made, and he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yah said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, Bereshit chapter 3, verse 2, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah has said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die, for Yah doeth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, all right, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to eat to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. All right. It says, for y'all do know that in the day, verse 5, you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. That's where the pride of life came at towards the flesh. Gods. You be like Yah. Yahuwah don't need nothing. So you be like gods. You won't need nothing. You won't need Yah no more. You be smart just like him. Knowing good and evil. That's where the pride comes in flesh. All right? That's where people are now today. Don't need it. That's what I'm saying. Sister Sue, I love you. And my sister, like I said, when we speak this stuff, we're not downing you out because you are a woman. And like I said, I know you hear us. We bashing women. When we don't be bashing women. But you hear with us faithfully in the sermon. That's why I had to say these things. Y'all told me to tell you these things because you already know the scriptures and you take heed to the scriptures. That's why women today think they're gods. When they say, I don't need a man, I do better by myself. That's a God ideal mentality in the mind. Yes, there might be some sorry guys out there, but all guys ain't sorry. Because I know I ain't sorry. You ain't sorry. Elder King ain't sorry. But Peyton ain't sorry. My brother ain't sorry. I know some more men out there ain't sorry. Like I said, when y'all told Elijah, I know 5,000 ain't bowed their knees down the bow. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only one, Elijah, running from Jezebel, saying I'm the only one left. That's a lie. So I say these things when a woman says I can do better by myself, she's saying that she's God himself already. I'm going to be a God myself. I'm going to do things myself. I don't need a man. That's pride. That is a pride. When you say I don't need this, that's prideful attitude. That's why y'all say you got to come humble. I'm going to get to that scripture too. I always want to walk humbly before y'all. I don't care. I walk be humble. People says, you don't have to call me sir. I do that for a reason. To keep myself. I know I don't have to do that. If you white, especially if you white or Puerto Rico or anybody else, that's white, I'm going to say yes sir anyway, just to keep myself humble. I know I have to say that because I know what things went in the past and all just saying all that stuff. I said to black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, I do not care. When I say yes sir, I'm keeping myself low. To humble myself. So I won't get prideful. Because I already know who I am. I can be prideful. I can get arrogant. I can get the big head. When you get all that, it's called pride of life. Which the Abba is not in you. And he said that's of the world. Why he says the world? Because it's of Satan. Why he says of Satan? Look at Eve. That's of the world. She want to be like gods. You be like gods. She became a god. The world of good and evil. When men desire to be like, I got some more scripture. Even Minister Faith gave me one to help me out on this one. I'm going to get to it. Let's go to, thank you, y'all. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2.
They were gods.
Say again?
The interesting point, they were gods.
Thank you. Made us little lower than an angel. And we were little lower angel, and like I said, we were supposed to live for eternally. We didn't have to go through this process.
Adam had dominion over the whole
Dominion.
with Eve, she had it too.
That's right.
She messed that up real quick. That up real quick. The animals start barking at her.
Yeah. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We're going to talk about Satan. Right here, this is where the pride and life comes out. The spiritual part of it. Right here in verse, thank you, God. 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Yes, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, excuse me. Verse 4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called of Yah. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called of Yah, called Yah, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yah sitteth in the temple of Yah, showing himself that he is Yah. This is Satan. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, was Saul saying. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. This is what Paul was talking about. Mystery now already works. It's working now today in us, in the flesh, already. Right now, already work. But I like what y'all was showing me right here. This is pride of life. Who opposes and exalted himself. Opposes and exalted himself above all that is called Yah. Y'all created all things. Like Minister Fabian says, when you want to say to Satan, real quick, who created the ruts? Who created the earth? Who created the Shamri when Satan come to you, when you want to offer you these things? Huh? Same thing with Satan. say you want to say. The pride of life. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Yah. That is pride of life. That's when you say you don't need it. You exalt yourself before Yah. You oppose yourself. You don't need Yahuwah. Showing himself that he is Yah. That's what you showing yourself when you don't need Yahuwah. You don't need Yahuwah's help. That's what you showing yourself. That I'm a God. Satan said you be like gods. Knowing good and evil. That you know good and evil that you don't need Yah. Showing yourself. You're opposing yourself. You acting like you're Yahuwah to everybody else. And that's what Satan instills in people. So that he is Yah, sits in the temple of Yah. Showing himself that he is Yah. Showing yourself. That is the pride of life. I'll show you right here. Pride of life. Let's go to Daniel. Talking about Nebuchadnezzar. This is an example right here. Pride of life. All right. Trying to get there. Daniel chapter 4, I think it is. All right. You know, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and like I said, his wizardry could not interpret dreams, so he called Daniel to come and interpret a dream. I bet you never had some bad dreams that, boy, he wake up freaking out, scared. Verse 9. O Belshazzar, Daniel, excuse me, master of the musicians, y'all forgive me on that one. Because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in you, and no secret trouble you. Tell me the vision of my dream that I have seen, and that interpret thereof. Thus were the vision of my head in my bed. I saw and behold a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew, and it was strong, and the height thereof reached unto Shanrim, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruits thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beasts of the field and shadowed under it, and the fowls of the heavens dwelt in the broth thereof, and all the flesh was fed of it. I saw in the vision of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher, and a Kadesh one came down from Shamarim. He cried aloud and said, thus, hew down the tree, and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven. And let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let the beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the greed of the watchers, and the demands by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and set up over it the basis of the men. This dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, has seen. Now you, O Daniel, declare the interpretation thereof. For as much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known to me the interpretation. He done busted on his people. But you are able, for the rock of the holy Yah is in you. Then Daniel, whose name was Daniel, was astonished, for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. And King spake, said, Daniel, let not the dream of the interpretation trouble you. Daniel answered and said, my Lord, And I like that because he didn't want to tell you. He didn't want to tell the king, man. It's like I said, a king is a king. I don't care if you're a prophet or not. You got to come, man, before a king. You got to know how to speak before a king. All right? And the king already told him, Dang, don't let this thing trouble you. I want to know. Verse 20. Okay, I'm going to go. It said, Daniel answered and said, middle of verse 19, said, My Lord, the dream be to them that hate you. And the interpretation thereof to your enemies. Okay. The tree that you saw, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heavens, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the fields dwell, upon whose branches the fowls of the heavens had their habitation. It is you, O king. You are grown, become strong, for your greatness is grown, and reaches unto heaven, and your dominion is to the ends of the earth. And wherever the king saw a watcher and a just one coming down from Shamarine, saying, Who down the tree down, and destroy it, yet the leaves, the stump of the root thereof in the earth, even with the band of iron and grass, and the tender grass of the fields, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king. Now here's where Daniel starts speaking. And this decree of the Most High, which is come upon my Lord the king, that they shall drive you from men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make you to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet you with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over you, till you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whosoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, your kingdom shall be sure unto you, after you shall have known that the heavens do rule. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable to you, and break off the sin by righteousness and your iniquity, by showing mercy to the poor, that it may be a length of your tranquility, your peacefulness. All right? Now, this is what the interpretation that Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar that, hey, you king, you have so much pride. Y'all has blessed you, but you got too big-headed. So Daniel even gave him some counseling. Why don't you humble yourself and give to the poor, and maybe your tranquility may last long, your peace. Because Daniel already said that you keep on being prideful like you don't need Yah, Yah gonna shut you down. Straight up, this is point blank. Gonna cut you off. That, what I'm saying, was the pride of Satan right there. I'm gonna show you that. The pride of Satan right there. All right? Verse 28. All this came upon King Nebuchadnezzar. Now verse 29. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power, and for the honor, for my majesty? While the word was in this king's mouth, there fell a voice from Shammai saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken, the kingdom is depart from you, and they shall drive you from men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make you to eat grass as oxen. 7 times shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and he did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hair was grown like eagles' feathers, and his nails like the bird's claws. And at the end of the days I Nebuchadnezzar lift up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me, and I bless the Most High, and I praise and honor him that lives forever, His dominion is an everlasting dominion. His kingdom is from generations to generations, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. Reputed as nothing, and he do according to his will in the army of Shamrim and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, what dost thou? What dost thou? That's a question mark. There's so much in this passage right here that I read that is pride of life. And that's what we got here in America. Pride of life. Did I did this, Babylon? Majesty is in mine. Did I build this? Where y'all at? Where's the glory of Yah? Where's the praise of Yah? Where is the faithfulness of Yah? Yahuwah was not in his mouth. And he had a messenger of Yah come. Yah visited him with a vision. Told him what was going to happen. And Daniel pleaded with him with counsel. Oh, great king. Won't you give to the poor, that your tranquility will be long. You know what I'm saying? Humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? Give to the poor and do good, that your kingdom may be in peace, that this will not happen to you. And what, 12 months afterwards? He must have forgot 12 months. A year. A year. Pride. That's what he said. Did I build this? Did I do this? This ain't my glory, my majesty, my glory, my honor, my praise. Did I just read you 2 Thessalonians what Satan says? I sit in the seat of Yah. I sit in the seat of the temple. My opposition. My glory. Did I share that with you what Satan said? That's Satan right there, Nebuchadnezzar himself. Right there. That is pride of life. All right? Pride of life. Let's go to Job 15. Job 15. Thank you, God. Nebuchadnezzar, boy, had a messenger and everything. Forgot, boy, he forgot that message. Job 15, verse 13 says right here, that you turnest your spirit against Yah, and needed such words to go out of your mouth. Verse 14, what is man that he should be clean?